Hey, everybody, brand new podcast, and this is a good one, a one I have waited for a long time. I have known this guy as long as I've been in the business. I have so many good stories about this guy. He is such an easy fucking hang. He is one of the sweetest gentlemen in the world. No tour dates really to mention, by the way, before we get started. Ooh, new shirts available. That's right. Whiskey Cock Glock Dog. It's available at BertCast.com. We got a bunch of new merch coming at BertCast.com. We got Whiskey Clock Glock Dog. We've got some cups. I love our cups. So I am making these for me. If you are like me and you like a good 32-ounce cup, do I have any floating around here? I don't have any in here, but it's a 32-ounce cup, plastic. It's like the ones you get when you go to like in the South, when you go to like a barbecue restaurant. They're my favorite cups in the world. And I found out we can make them, and I just make them. They're not super expensive. I think we sell them by 10. So you'll have 10, maybe 5, I think. I'm not sure. I think we got Whiskey Clock Glock Dog coming up in that one. I'm not sure, Halston, you'd know better, but we've got Double Tito's Big Glass No Lime in that one. That's my cocktail. It's funny when I say it to you, but it's weird when my daughters say it back to me. We've got Big Boy glasses coming up. They're all over at BertCast.com. You can get posters. You can get everything at BertCast.com. New Two Bears, One Cave is out right now. Check it out. That's it, man. We're just doing podcasts until this coronavirus taps the fuck out. We're doing podcasts. The second I can get back on the road, I'll be back on the road. If you have tickets for one of my shows, man, I am praying for a miracle. I hear miracles all the time. I heard nicotine blocks the coronavirus. That's what I heard. So excited. The second I hear Fanucci, Dr. Fauci say nicotine, bro, I am not only am I lighting up a cigar, I'm putting a dip in. I cannot wait to start chewing tobacco again. I understand that everyone's losing their fucking mind. By the way, I don't subscribe to your rules. I just don't. My brain is broken. I've learned that in this pandemic. My brain is broken. It is broken. I've run 260 miles so far. I'm 400 into my year. I'm trying to run 1,000 this year. That's not healthy. That's not smart. I don't judge sobriety by days in a row. That's not smart. That's not healthy. If I find out that nicotine blocks the coronavirus, I will start chewing tobacco tomorrow. I am not right in the head. I am literally not even joking. I'm about to rip a fart. Could you hear that? Did you hear that? No one heard that? That was real. Real. I am writing down bullet points. I've been listening a lot. We're going to get to the podcast. Okay. Give me a sec. I'm hopped up on caffeine. I ran 6 miles today. I ran 8 miles yesterday, and man, I had a hard time getting on the treadmill today. And Bert, are you losing weight? Not really. I'm eating bars like crazy. I am eating, not really boozing at all, but not for any reason. Honestly, I just don't have a taste for it, or not even a taste for it. Like, it's just like those times when you want to drink haven't come up a bunch. I almost opened a bottle of wine tonight because my wife was like, hey, put on Steely Dan. And I was like, huh? And I wanted to light a joint, open a bottle of wine, make pasta and shrimp like we did with some garlic jalapeno bread that she made. But my kids were there, and so it kind of killed the fucking mood. I was like, you know what? I don't want to be just wasted in front of my kids and then go, what movie do you want to watch? By the way, funniest thing fucking happened. I'm going to get to the podcast. I know you want to hear the podcast. Let me, okay? I haven't been on stage in a while. So these are like bits that I've been working on. We watched The Usual Suspects. Have I already told you this, Halston? We watched The Usual Suspects with the girls. And at the very beginning, when Kaiser Soze is on the boat, and Keating, if you haven't remembered for a while, Keating is the Gabriel Byrnes character, is laying there and he goes, I can't feel my legs. And Kaiser Soze lights a cigarette, pulls out a gun and shoots him. Isla says, who's that? And I go, that's the guy. That's the murderer. That's the killer. We got to figure out who that is. And she just goes, go watch Gold Lighter. Go watch Gold Lighter. Go watch Gold Lighter. And I go, hey, stop, Isla. She goes, no, Dad, whoever's got the gold watch and the Gold Lighter, that's who did it. And I'm like, that means nothing. Like, I've watched this movie that has nothing to do with the plot. Do not be looking for watches. You're going to ruin the movie for yourself and not follow. She didn't follow any part of the fucking plot. All she looked for was anyone's watch. Anytime someone showed up, she'd go, nope, wrong watch, silver watch. That's not him. That's not him. It was so fucking frustrating. She didn't follow any of the plot. And then they release Verbal Kint. He's freaking out. He's crying. And he's like, you posted bail 20 minutes ago, Verbal. I'm putting you on the streets. And he's like, oh, why would he pick me? Because you're weak, Verbal. You're weak. And he's like, fuck you, cops. And he walks out. And he goes over to collect his things. And they haven't even solved the plot yet. They haven't even solved, like, all the things on the bulletin board. They haven't even showed that yet. Fucking Joe Mangione is just going, you should see my garage, right? Like that part. And fucking Verbal Kint goes over to the goddamn thing to collect his items because he's getting out of jail. And the guy says, gold lighter, gold watch. And Isla goes, that's Kaiser Soze. She didn't follow a fucking thing of the movie. And she was so cheering for it that she missed all the reveal that he had been making it up based on shit he was looking around the room. So goddamn frustrating. So fucking frustrating. Anyway, that's my quarantine. How's yours? This podcast is brought to you by Adam and Eve, the #1 adult toy store. Adam and Eve says the best part of staying at home is playing at home. Secret time, I love adult toy stores. I sincerely love them. The one thing I hate about them is going in and going, hey, do you guys have like fleshlights? And the guy looking at you going, no, we got fucking a can. You're like, cool, I'll take it. I have stopped at adult toy stores in Florida. It's like a guilty pleasure. I think because I never felt comfortable going in there. And then I got to a certain age where I was like, fuck it. And there's nothing better than going online and shopping online. Adam and Eve has toys for men, fleshlight. Everyone loves a fleshlight. Toys for women. They've got these clitoral stimulators. I wonder if I can say that. I hope I can say that. I should be able to say that. That are fucking amazing. Nikki Glazer told me about them, said to get one for Leanne. I got one for Leanne. They are through the world. They have couples toys, every kind of lube, every kind of lotion, lingeries, and other sex gifts. Take advantage of this downtime and choose almost any one item and get 50% off at adamandeve.com. When you go, you'll also get the 10 free boredom-busting gifts, including, you ready for this? 6 spicy movies, a 3-piece bonus kit, and the best of all, free shipping delivered discreetly to your door. Just remember, use the offer code BERT, that's BERT, at checkout for this amazing deal. Adam and Eve has literally thousands of products that are going to make you very happy that you're staying at home. Sex toys are so exciting when they show up in the mail and you're like, oh, I know what I'm doing right now. Thank God no one's home right now. They can make time at home so enjoyable. They really can. So spend your time, treat yourself to an orgasm. In fact, shopping them from home right now is more enjoyable when you're shopping for sex toys. So go to adamandeve.com, use the offer code BERT to get 50% off just about any item, plus 10 free gifts. Use the code BERT at checkout and enjoy yourself. We got a great podcast. Like I said, today's guest is one of my favorite human beings in the world. I met him probably 21 years ago when I first started doing stand-up. He was one of the guys that was cool as shit to me. We went to Scotland together, me, him, and Patrice O'Neill, and lived in Scotland together for a month. He's always been, as much as a ball buster as he is, he's one of the sweetest guys in the fucking world. I know you won't see that sometimes because you'll just hear him on radio or hear him on a podcast or hear stories, and he's such a ball buster. But he's my favorite dude alive. He is a fucking hilarious comedian. We talked earlier. I talked with Mike Birbiglia on Instagram today, and he said, do you ever, and you'll hear this in the podcast. He's like, do you ever hear phrases they repeat over and over in your head again? Maybe it's something from childhood. Maybe it's something, you know what repeats over in my head is phrases from comics when I was starting that I loved. And man, if Rich Vos doesn't have fucking 5 of them. I bought Girl Scouts cookies for my daughter. I owe her $5. I'm dodging her. There's one I talk about sitting crisscross applesauce. You'll hear that very shortly. I think of that every fucking time. I love this guy. I really, really love this guy. I genuinely, I get such a kick out of him. I think he's absolutely fucking hilarious. And man, when we get back out of quarantine and he's coming to a town near you, you got to see him live. He is amazing to watch work. One of my favorite comics out there, one of my good friends. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, in quarantine with his wife, comedian, actor, director, a producer, Bonnie McFarland. Put your hands together for my buddy, comedian Rich Vos. He's the man, the myth, the legend, the fucking machine. So wait, how long have you and Bonnie been holed up? Has it been a month now?
It feels like 5 years, but it's been about a month. Or when's my last? I don't know when we started doing this. I guess I'd have to weigh myself now and see how many pounds I gain, and then I would have a barometer on how long we've been.
I just saw you working out the other day. Are you guys working out?
I work out almost every day. I have a nice gym in my basement, and I work out all the time. But every time I walk past the kitchen, I have to put something in my face, to cover the pain. It's hard not to eat.
People talk about addiction. I genuinely don't have addiction with alcohol, but I have addiction with going on my phone and going into the refrigerator, like legit, like uncontrollable, like I might need to suck a cock type fucking addiction.
Well, addiction, real addiction isn't really the drug or the alcohol or the gambling. It's the obsession and the compulsion to do whatever you're doing, and your own personality. And when you cross that fine line between social use and addiction, like Bonnie can have a couple of drinks here and there, and I look at her and I go, she had 2 drinks. I go, what the fuck? Why? I mean, nobody likes the taste of alcohol. You don't drink it. Oh, I'm thirsty. Let me have a little, rum and coke. Fuck that. You're thirsty. Have a fucking Gatorade, stupid. All right. You drink to get fucking drunk and bury all the bad memories that you have of your parents abandoning you. So, I mean, addiction is your own whatever. I'm addicted to anything that gives me instant gratification or anything I like. They made a cake. My daughter and Bonnie made a cake. And every time I walk by it, I thought I just took a little piece. I didn't even use a fucking knife or a fork. I just grabbed a hunk out of it. Like I was on the fucking show Vikings, like you eat my hand, like I'm at the fucking Renaissance Festival just eating cake. And, and I just took a piece but within 3 days, I picked away that whole cake. But in my fucking head, I'm thinking, I'm not really eating a piece of cake. I mean, a slice, but I'm still eating the whole fucking cake.
Oh, my girl's made an Easter bunny cake, and I have eaten all the outsides of it because that's where all the frosting is.
Yeah.
And it's like blue frost, and they loaded up the outsides. And then there's like 3 days later when the frosting's almost a little harder is when it's even better. It's that instant gratification that like I've been eating granola bars and candy like crazy. I haven't drank at all in almost like over a month, I guess now, but I don't really care to because in all honesty, there's a swinging scale of gratification with booze because it fucks my next day up so much that I go, it's not worth it. I'd rather eat chocolate and then run in the morning.
It's whatever's going to make you feel good at that fucking moment. You don't worry about the next day. Who worries? When I was fucking freebasing, smoking crack, I just lived in the fucking, when I'm going to get high now. I'm not worried about fucking tomorrow. Usually I didn't think tomorrow would come, but our doorbell's ringing. That means another package just came. That means another. What?
That sounds like the doorbell from the movie Knives Out.
Oh yeah, that was a good movie. It is. That means another package came, and another piece of my hole has been filled.
Yeah.
Because
oh my God, I've been buying knives on Amazon like crazy.
I really, Bobby Kelly loves buying knives. He's a big knife guy. Like he knows.
Yeah,
what are you buying? Like hunting knives?
No, I wish I had one of them on me. I usually have them all over. I've been buying these knives where they have a little like loop, and you pull them out of your pocket, and as you pull them out of your pocket, they open, so it turns into like a weapon right away. So I've been getting these Spyderco knives. I'm obsessed with Spyderco knives.
I had this in my pocket, and I sleep with it too. That's one.
Wow, there you go.
And also next to my bed, I sleep with my crossbow gun. Well, I have like 5 weapons next to my bed. I had this, a club, mace, nunchucks. But
hold on.
Let me see one of your knives.
I have so many weapons by my bed. It is fucking ridiculous. And I've placed them all by the front door. And like I have weapons everywhere. And I have a flashlight. This flashlight blasts 10,000 aluminums. Oh, it's dead right now. But I'm obsessed.
It's great. I just ordered a gigantic crossbow, like the big one. Like I could shoot a compound bow. I'm pretty good at a compound bow, and my crossbow just came, which I probably have to put together. I don't have a gun because in Jersey, and plus Bonnie said if I get a gun, she'll leave. So the closest thing I think is you're in California. Is it hard to get a gun in California?
No, I did a bit about that in my new special, and everyone hit me up like going, "Yo, set me up with your gun guy," because he kind of went around some loopholes to make sure I got the guns I needed. So I have a Glock and I have a Mossberg shotgun, and I went into training lessons with this guy Taryn Tactical. So I legit I can put 2 shots in 4 people sitting around my house within like 8 seconds. Just pop, 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 pop. Oh, and my guns. I
see. That's great that you have those kind of weapons in your house. Like I can't have them. So besides my addiction to buying things, I bought these sensor lights, floodlights out in my backyard that if you walk, the lights will come on.
Tell me about these.
They're great. I mounted them on my deck. So if you walk anywhere within, I don't know, the radius, the floodlight comes on. So this way I'll be able to see clearly who's going to kill me as they walk in my backyard. So I got 2 in my backyard. And I'm going to put them all, in different spots around the house. So I kind of feel like Will Smith in I Am Legend. The place lights up the second a zombie or somebody walks on the property.
I set booby traps around the house. I put like a skateboard on the front door so that if anyone jiggles it falls and the dogs wake up and they start barking.
Oh, that you know what? Before I go to bed at night, like my basement door to my basement, every night because Bonnie's asleep. I put a chair between the doorknob and you can't come up through the basement and open it without trying to break the chair. That's So I got stuff around the house like I'm a crazy man. Nobody wants my Swiss Army watch or is going to break into my house and bounty my slobbering mouth. All right, well, what are they going to break it and steal my? I got 3 survival backpacks in the trunk of my car ready to go if we have to hop in the car and head up to the woods.
The same as me, Rich. I got fucking $5,000 in 20s. I'm like,
I got gold coins. I'm ready.
When this I've been stockpiling meat because I've been like I've always said to Leanne, when shit goes sideways, you can't have enough food, water and food. toilet paper. Like I stockpiled months ago. Like I'm talking like 7 months ago. I've got a thing to have water by. And when shit went sideways, Leanne called. I was in New Orleans when they canceled shows, and she's like, "Hey, I'm going to do inventory, and on your ride home, can you pick up stuff on like in San Antonio or in New Mexico for the house?" And I said, "Of course." I got to San Antonio. She's like, "We are well overstocked." She's like, how long have you been stockpiling rice and pasta? I was like, "Months, honey, months."
That's great. I got a lot of cans of sardines and tuna, and my wife and child are vegans, which is great. So that's more for me. They're on their own. Go eat a bush or something. I'm going to enjoy my sardines. Okay. And I'll be in the tent. Leave me alone. Okay. I got in my backpacks. I have fishing poles. I have axe. I have this, I forget what it's called. You put it in water to purify water, all kinds
Iodine
of solar
tablets.
shit. Yeah. It's, I don't know, little solar packs, CB radios. I have everything. I'm ready to go. I want to get a little RV, the ones that you pull along on your car that sleep like, 4 people. I would love to get an RV.
I almost kept my tour bus and was like, "Yo, let's get in the tour bus and just disappear. Go find some." Because I'd rented it for the entire tour, and so I was like, "It's mine. Let's go." But then they gave me a refund on the tour bus, so I was like, "I send it back."
Where now? Do you have property around your house? Do you have a house in town? You have a house, right? And
we have a house. We have you haven't been to my house?
No.
We have
I was gonna,
the house we live in is pretty small. It's like under 2,000 square feet, maybe 7,000 foot, 8,000 foot lot, and it's just typical like LA North Hollywood house. And then we just bought, speculating incomes. We bought a new house with a ton of property, and we're set to start renovating, and we started renovating portions of it. But we just kind of the way the economy is going, and like what's going on with live touring, I kind of put the brakes on it, as opposed to like just doing an overhaul and just renovating the whole thing, which which I guess we could do. I kind of was like, I don't know what's going on. I'd rather just kind of pump the brakes and let it, and just wait, feel things out, and know that we can get by. Yeah. So we're kind of sitting off on that. But we go over there like every day and let the dogs run, hang out in the backyard. It's a fucking dump, but it's got land, so the dogs can run around.
That's the best part, is the land, because we're, we have a garden. We're working on our garden in the backyard. It's 20 feet by 20 feet. I put up a net to hit golf balls, a flag as my fake green. From one end of my yard to the other is like 70 yards, so I could hit my wedge out there, and I'm hitting into the.
Really, I saw the video of you guys doing tilling the land and digging the holes. So what are you putting in the garden?
Well, Bonnie's gonna play. I do the flowers around the house because I suck cock more than her. So I'm doing the flowers around the house. She's gonna do the garden. We'll do corn, tomatoes, garlic, cute, whatever, and I'm doing, I'm seeding where we need grass and doing the flowers. I'm also going to build a sand trap in the backyard.
Really? Oh, work on your sand game? How great would that be?
Yeah, I'm going to build a sand trap and put a real green in, I think. I keep looking at these YouTube videos on how to do this shit. The only problem is my house in the backyard, all the water pours to the back. We get a lot of fucking water, and our sump pumps are running all day long. Boy, this is fucking riveting. All right, two headliners talking about obsession, backpacks, and flowers. This is what we tune in for, huh? How about a story about backstage or hanging with Chris Rock or something? How about that story? No, go fuck yourselves. I'd rather talk tulips, all right? You fucking motherfuckers, listen to me. So we have an acre of property. It's gigantic. In
Oh,
the
that's
basement,
awesome.
I can do archery in the basement and still I'm probably 40 feet from the target. And, it's just great, because it gives you something to do every day. Like all the golf courses are closed in New Jersey, so I got not a fucking thing to do. So I bought Bonnie, I bought her antlers, and I'll take my bow and I'll give her a 5-minute head start throughout the neighborhood, and I go run, and I'll sniff her out, and then fucking,
I saw you shooting your bow in your basement, and it's like you and Cam Haynes and Joe. The idea that you shoot a bow inside is so intense. I got the girls' bows. They got stolen, sadly. We had them at the new house, and someone broke into the garage.
Jesus.
And all they took were the bows and arrows. That was it. So I feel like I could find them pretty quickly at a pawn shop, but it's so crazy. My brain. So they broke into our garage, and we're keeping a bunch of stuff there because we were having stuff that, like, when we went over to the house, we have a net for hitting balls, and we have everything at the new place so you can do shit when you're there. So my brain, I go, all right. So I took all my merch, because all my merch is there for the whole tour. So I took all my merch and pushed it up against doors and up against the windows so no one could get in. So the next day we come back and they tried to break in again to the garage and they couldn't get in. And I was like, aha, you can't now my brain goes, I want to hire someone to sit there and fucking beat the fuck out of them and then tie them up, put them in the basement and keep them for like a month and go, you just made a bad call. You made one bad decision.
Oh, do you know how many, that's so great. You know how many times I fantasize about.
Fantasize, Rich. I fantasize about it.
About like somebody that, wronged me is pulling up in a van and throwing them in and then taking them and tying them in a basement. I practice with Bonnie. Like, I'll drive my car and have her walking down the street and I'll get out and club her and then throw her in. This is the second violent joke I did about my wife. Yeah, that's what we tuned in for, to hear about spousal abuse.
Do you ever get like I got a radio station. They were doing had the fans reach out to see who the most famous person they can get to call in was. And so out of the whole week, I was one of the days, you could tell, and the host had no fucking idea who I was. Like, they were like, everyone's hitting me up on Twitter and they're like, he's pronouncing your name wrong all fucking week. You got to light him up. And so I thought it might be one of those Opie and Anthony situations where you call in and they're just going to trash you for like half an hour. So I fought I had all my comebacks lined up and fought with him all night in my head, all night. I fell asleep fighting with him. And Rich, he was saying the most accurate, hurtful things to me because I'm writing it for him.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
There's no way he'd be armed the way I armed him. He's just an alcoholic who rips his shirt off and tells the same stories over and over and over again. That's not who I am.
Do you know how many times I've sat in the shower, driven home from a gig, and I practice my Oscar speech, but it's no thank yous. There's no thank yous in it.
It's just fuck yous.
No fuck yous. Have you ever on Facebook, you see people write 10 musicians or 10 famous people I met, one is a lie, or 10 concerts I've been to, one is a lie. People are putting this on Facebook. And I was going to, and I didn't do it, put 10 comedy clubs I hope close. One is a lie. Right? But, okay. I probably would have started off with that idiot in San Diego and worked my way across the country.
10 comedy clubs I hope go under. One is a lie.
I don't know what's wrong. I'll tell you the good thing about this, and I don't like before this happened. I have, you know what I mean? I just can't fucking let go. But before this happened, because I'm getting older too and whatever, but I try to work every fucking week. I mean, obviously I don't make the money you guys make, or I didn't say you guys. So I try to work as much as I could, but this might be a awakening call to slow down a little. Maybe just do 2 weeks on the road, or, because I could live off of 2 weeks on the road pretty much. All my only
Yeah,
payments really are, is
I feel like this was a wake up call for me because I haven't. I feel like I was going at a pace that was so unattainable, unmaintainable, that like I was just
yeah.
going to end up. I was going to end up dead, having a heart attack. That was it. And so I feel like like hardcore secret time, like a week before they shut down all the shows. I did, I think Schenectady, Wilkes-Barre, New York, and DC. And I was in New York, and we didn't even really party, but I was in New York, and we had stayed the whole week before we had stayed in New York.
I saw you in New York.
Yeah, and hung out and partied in New York. And I remember getting on the bus to go back out on the road from New York. Like we went down to DC. I remember waking up and going, I can't do this for the whole year. And I'm booked out. I was booked out until New Year's. I was like, I can't do this for the whole year. Like, I think I'm going to die. Like I'm drinking too much. I'm smoking weed every night. Like this is not doable. And I was like, and I said to God in my bed, I was like, I need a break of some, and I was thinking like a movie or like a TV show. And then this happened. And the second it happened, I started panicking going, what am I going to do? Now I'm like a month in going, I should take and learn from this. Like, I don't need to be out there every fucking week.
Well, and plus, I mean, we both love doing stand up. We love doing comedy, and you're used to, look, this is I know since this happened, I completely stopped walking up to strange Chinese people and licking them. I don't lick them anymore. I just stopped, because, I would lick one or two a day and that wasn't enough, so I had to stop licking them. Our tour, we had we had a great tour with me, Bobby, Florentine, and Bennington.
Yeah.
And audiences, I mean, it's great, especially, I mean, you're definitely at the level where your intro is just your name. You know what I mean? It's just, and now Bert Kreischer. And when you're doing a room full of people that want to see you, you know what I mean? It's just a good feeling when your intro is just your name.
Theaters I was doing. You guys were doing the same size venues. We were doing the same places.
Yeah, it was fun. It was great. I mean, theaters, and there's no check spot. Nobody's eating wings in the front row.
Right.
I'm at a club 20 minutes into my set, they're dropping the checks. And I'm going, wait a second. They came to see me. At least 4 of them did. So, it's a whole new ball game. But I'm a club comic. I love doing clubs, though. I just love it.
I'm a club comic, too, and I miss doing clubs. And there was a big, mandate when I started doing theaters was, across the board. And I think it came from agents, promoters, and managers saying, hey, we can't let you into clubs. You can't do clubs while you're doing theaters. It's a miscommunication to your fans. Because if they think they can find you in a club, then they'll wait for the club, because the club's always going to be a little more enthusiastic, a little funner, a little more off, and they can hang out with you after. So I did like 2 right before the special. I did a couple clubs, but I had to do them in secret. I could only release them on my cell phone number, like the number they give you. I only released them on that, and I couldn't promote them on social media because the promoter's like, we've invested money in you in doing theaters. And now I think it's kind of cool that everyone's like, I've said very vocally, I think what I'm going to do with the second they open those doors and they go, you can go back on the road. I'm going to fulfill all my theater dates, but on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I told my girls this, I'm on the fucking road. I'm going to be doing clubs Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, go back theaters Thursday, Friday, Saturday, then drive to the middle of nowhere and do clubs Monday, Tuesday. I can't fucking wait. I'm really bummed that like you come up with a joke and then you go like, oh, I guess that's going to be gone. Like the Land O'Lakes Indian got taken off the front of the thing.
What? And you know how many times I used to masturbate to that butter picture? I can't believe that they would take her off when you fold it over and make those little titties on her. Oh God,
with their
come
knees?
like a jackrabbit. Yeah, the Land O'Lakes butter.
It's horrible. It's horrible the way they took I didn't know how they actually got her off the thing. Was they just gave her infected blankets?
That's
Finally,
yeah,
that's the very last Indian we were holding out for. They're all gone.
I know when I used to masturbate to her, right when she put her ear to the ground, she could hear me coming. right on the 2 T's of butter.
My favorite Rich Vos joke ever. One of my 5. And I say this anytime I get an opportunity and someone says, sit Indian style, I say your punchline. You mean get drunk and pass out in the curb?
Yeah, get him. God, that's so old.
It's my favorite.
Thank you.
It's my favorite. And it's what's great is you can't. It stinks because it's happened so many times on like shooting something where someone's brought it up and I want to say it then, but it's too cumbersome to then credit you afterwards. You just say the joke, but the best is when my kids were in school and someone would say sit Indian style because my daughters didn't know that phrase. They only knew crisscross applesauce. Yeah. And then I remember what best is Isla said, someone said sit Indian style. And Isla said, I don't know how to do that. And I said, oh, just get drunk and pass out in the curb. And it's one of my favorite response jokes.
Thank you.
This podcast is brought to you by Crossrope. I am trying to stay fit during this quarantine. I've been busting my ass trying to lose weight, and I have found the coolest way to stay fit. Listen, cardio machines aren't exactly motivating, and the cost of an at-home gym can add up quick, and it's really hard to get a lot of personal workout equipment. This is a great workout for a fraction of the cost. It's called Crossrope, the sleek weighted crossrope that literally makes jumping rope, working out fun. I throw on headsets. I grab the Crossrope. It is a weighted rope. Short on time, no worries. Headsets in. Crossrope gives you a full killer body and workout in just 30 minutes and combines intense cardio with working out with jumping rope and a full body resistance training. So you get stronger and stay healthy. There's nothing better. Headsets in. I listen to a little girl talk, and it's like dancing. It's like imagine how ridiculous you'd look dancing in your backyard, staring at yourself in the windows of your French doors. But you look cool as crap in this thing. And it's because it's a weighted crossrope, it literally your shoulders get yoked as you do it. You're getting resistance training and cardio at the same time. I absolutely love it. It's the most efficient cardio workout you can get ever right now. Weighted ropes combined with the high intensity cardio for the full body training. Get your heart rate up, work on your core, your backs, your shoulders. My shoulders look yoked when I jump rope with this thing, and so much more. And your hand-eye body coordination, which as you get older, you've got to keep that shit up. I'm telling you, it's reinvented the home workout experience for me. I go out, I cross rope for about 30 minutes, and then I hop on the treadmill. I run I've been running at least 4 miles. The best way to work out. It's easy to get started with cross rope. Just order your ropes, download the app, and enjoy the results. Choose between their Get Lean or their Get Strong rope, depending on what your fitness goals, and get the best value for both sets with the Get Fit bundle. That's what I got. I got the Get Fit bundle, and Leanne uses the Get Lean one. I use the Get Strong one. You can track your workouts and see a map of your progress on the free Crossrope app. Crossrope's so sure you're going to love the experience. They're even going to offer you 60 days, risk-free, guaranteed. So if you're ready for a new cardio, full-body home workout, visit crossrope.com/Bertcast. Get $40 off Crossrope sets plus free shipping when you check out today at crossrope.com/Bertcast. That's Crossrope, CROSSROPE.com/Bertcast, BERTCAST, crossrope.com/Bertcast. Hims. Did you know that 66% of men start losing their hair by the age of 35? Sometimes if you notice your hair is thinning, it can be too late. If it's moving backwards, you're seeing a bald spot, well, listen, don't freak out. The best way to prevent hair loss is to do something about it while you still have some hair. A lot of guys freak out and turn to weird solutions like those pills you can get. They've got these ones that make your nails really hard. I took those one time. But you don't have to. 4hims.com is one-stop shopping for hair loss, skincare, sexual wellness, all for men. It is time for you to write a new chapter in your life, and that chapter has hair involved in it. 4hims was created by a guy who knew that some of these conversations that men have are a lot easier to do online than in person. When I started losing my hair when I was 22 years old, you know I've told you this story before, I freaked out. I had to go to the doctor. The doctor told me that she didn't see it, and then I was left kind of stuck. I didn't know what to do. I had to go to another doctor. It was so frustrating that I almost gave up on it and just went bald. Thank God I didn't give up on it. These aren't snake oil pills or gas station counter supplements. These are prescriptions backed by science. All you have to do, they will connect you with real doctors online, which would literally save you hours and days, completely confidential and discreet. Answer a few quick questions. Doctor's going to review it. They'll determine if it's right for you, prescribe you the medication to treat your hair loss, and then it'll be shipped directly to your door discreetly. Right now, my listeners can get started with their first month for free. Go to 4hims.com/Bertcast. That's 4hims.com/Bertcast. Prescriptions require an online consultation with a physician who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Offers valid only if prescribed. 3-month minimum subscription. Additional restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Remember, everybody, gentlemen, that is 4hims.com/Bertcast.
I was just watching the other day or listening online to the Patrice O'Neill roast at Boston Comedy Club. And there was such fun, great memories working at Boston Comedy Club. I mean,
God.
Holy Jesus. We were there one night. We're sitting in the back. And this is when Kevin Hart was leaving New York, going to LA. So he was doing this little thing at Boston, and he's on stage and he's pontificating and I'm getting this and that. And me, Patrice, and Keith are in the back. And there was 10 phone books in the back of the club. We started throwing phone books at him on the stage. We're just heaving, going, "Shut up, you little fuck." And we're throwing phone books at him. And he's the biggest comedy star right now going. You can't
It's
get
so
bigger.
crazy. I said the other day, my daughters, there's 3 things that my daughters will, if I bring up, my daughters go, "That never happened. That's a lie."
Yeah.
One is I got bit by a bat in Costa Rica. If I bring that up, they're like, "You didn't get bit by a bat, Dad." The other is I won the Florida State Regatta in when I was in college, a sailing race. And the other one is that I know Kevin Hart.
It's hilarious.
We were watching Jumanji, the first one, and that he was in, and they're on screen, and I said, we get done, and I go, "That's one of my favorite movies." I go, "I'm going to tweet Kevin Hart," and they go, there's no way he's going to see that, Dad." And I said, "Well, I don't know, maybe I know him." And they go, "You don't know Kevin Hart." I go, "Of course I do." And they're like, "Dad, when would you have ever met Kevin Hart?" I go, "What a fucking story!" I literally, and then the fact that I got angry just makes every time he comes on, they're like, "Hey, Dad knows this guy."
Just at Patrice's memorial, Kevin. Okay, I had to close it. Of course, I had a headline. I mean, Colin, Norton, everybody, but of course, you're going to use me to headline the funeral. So Kevin Hart goes up, and he's talking about when he knew he was accepted amongst our crew. It was Keith, Norton, Colin, Bobby Kelly, all of us that used to just sit in the back of the cellar and torture people,
Yeah.
So Kevin was talking, said, "I knew that I was part of the crew when they were throwing phone books at me." So I had to go up, at the memorial, and I opened with, after the memorial, I'll be out front selling my CDs if anybody wants them, right? And I said to Kevin, we didn't throw phone books at you. We to so you felt accepted. We threw them at you so you could stand on them, you little fuck, right? And we're at the memorial and we're trashing each other. It's like 400 people, and I'm thinking too now in my life, if when I die, I want to do better numbers than Patrice at my, I got to do big numbers. But if I die now, there's not even funerals. It's going to a couple of people are going to be on Zoom going, fuck him. You know what I mean? Let me go back and eat some fucking cornbread. He did big numbers. He hit at his funeral. So that's
one of my biggest regrets. My biggest regret, but I stand by it because he died. Matt Frost called me and I was in my driveway and and Leanne was with me and she goes, "Are you going to go to the funeral?" And I said, "I don't know. Let me look at tickets." And I looked at ticket prices and it was like, I want to say it was $900 to go to the funeral. And all I could hear was Patrice.
That's airlines.
Yeah. Patrice was like, "I wouldn't go to your funeral." And I was like,
exactly.
Yeah, and I was like, why would I go to and I thought I was like, I bet there's a ton of people that barely knew Patrice that probably didn't even like him and he didn't like them that showed up to that funeral. And I was like, I'm not going to be the one guy that shows up and they're like, "Oh, I'm glad you came. What did you want to meet Chris Rock?"
Yeah. Oh, it's weird. People on Twitter, when some of the trolls or what would Patrice think of this? They always write, well, and I write, well, one, he would hate you. He would hate
them. That's the fucking thing that drives me nuts so much is when these trolls online think that because they're fans of Patrice and they quote unquote keep it real that he would love them. He would fucking hate their guts.
Yes. Yes.
He hated people he liked.
We were on O&A one day, me and him. I brought him into O&A, that fucking the day I brought him in, he trashed the hell out of me. The second I brought him in, he started attacking me. And they go, "Oh, we love this guy." I brought him there, that fucking asshole. So anyhow, we were on O&A one day, and he's just laying into me, saying your Rolex is fake. And it's when I used to drive this little Porsche Boxer. And he's attacking my car, going, "You got this you selfish little 2-seat car." And he's beating the hell out of me, killing me. I walked out of there just beaten. So that the next day or 2 days later, I go online and I look. First of all, he's calling me selfish driving this 2-seat car. He's driving a big Escalade because he couldn't put down fucking cheesecake. And that's the only thing he could fit in. And I didn't think of that when he's beating me down because I'm getting rattled in the ropes, just getting pounded. So then I got home, and 2 days later, I'm looking at the price of my car new and the price of his car new, and my car was nicer and this and that. And I text him a screenshot or whatever, send him a message, the price of my car and his car. And he calls me laughing, going, "You're still thinking about this?" He's laughing at me. He's going, "What the fuck is wrong with you? That was 2 or 3 days ago." And he would just pound you. And then an hour later, he's your best friend, forgetting that he just beat you down. You know what I mean? It's like, but yet you harbor this resentment inside you going, this mother. He beat down Eddie If so bad at the Comedy Cellar one night. He started off by calling him Eddie Ugh. He goes, "Eddie Ugh." He beat down Eddie so bad. Me and Norton didn't say a word. We just sat there amazed. I drove home. I was still laughing. Norton called me, goes, "I can't stop laughing." It was Eddie was sweating his parents' money. It was fucking amazing.
Eddie took some brutal beatings. It's so funny because you look back now and you're like, now as a grown man, you go, the resiliency Eddie Ift had to show up and just know it's coming at you. I mean, I remember him sitting in the front row of the Barry Katz roast, and it was the go-to. And I was in the back jealous, no one even knows my name.
Jesus, it sucked in life when you felt you were one step below Louis Schaefer. We we were at the cellar one night. So Billy comes in, and Billy says, "Oh, I'm going to the World Series." It was when the Yankees were playing the Mets, right? He goes, "I'm going to the World Series," and we go, "How'd you get tickets?" And Billy said, "This guy is having a bus trip with his friends, and I'm going to do a show on the bus for free tickets." The second he said he's going to do a show on the bus, all of our eyes lit up. And we fucking beat Billy for 45 minutes. Sweat was pouring down his, people were doing this. Hey, you're a good crowd. And like walking off the bus. And holy fuck. Anytime you walk to the back of the cellar and any one of us were there and you showed any type of vulnerability, forget it.
Oh yeah.
I had a little cut on my lip, and they yelling Vos has herpes, Kevin Hart and Keith, and they're banging on the table throughout the whole place yelling Vos has herpes. It was the most fun in this business you possibly could have.
It was I remember tuning in. It's so funny. I just read an article about Tough Crowd the other day, but I remember tuning in to Tough Crowd when we had just had Georgia, and it would I would I would go on the road, and then I'd come home or Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday morning I'd catch up on all the Tough Crowds. And I told my wife, I remember saying to Leanne, I was like, this is comedy. These guys are my sense of comedy is dictated by watching these guys. These were all the guys when I worked the door. These were all the guys that were up at the Boston Comedy Club at the Cellar. I said, I'd go to the Cellar at the end of the night when I got done working in Boston, and this is who would be hanging out in the back. And I go, babe, this is identical. And she knew every single one of you so well from watching Tough Crowd that Jim was coming out to LA to do a project. I think he was doing Louis. And I texted him and said, hey man, my wife runs apartment buildings. If you want an apartment, she can hook you up. And he was like, that would be great. And he called me and he was like, hey, so what's the deal with the apartment? I said, well, I'm with my wife. Let me put you on speaker. And she's like, okay. And she's like, hello. And he was like, hi, how you doing? Bert had said you do apartments. And she goes, who's this? And he goes, it's Jim Norton. And she goes, little Jimmy? And I was like, Leanne.
That's hilarious. Do you remember, Boston Comedy Club, you'd go on stage, Brewer would be on, Chappelle, but the only acts you did not want to follow were Red Johnny and the Round Guy or whatever. Do you remember how those guys used to slaughter up there?
I only saw them once, and they were fucking destructive. It was destructive.
They were unbelievable. But Chappelle would go on and do it was the lineups were crazy. Brewer would destroy. I mean, just Brewer would level the room. Chappelle, and then Sunday nights they had Urban Night. You go in there and you had 30 seconds to be funny. 30 seconds, or it was fucking, you were done. But it was a lot of fun back then. All those clubs and hanging out in New York. It was great. And
it was those guys, that time in comedy for me was I remember especially working the door towards the end. When I was there, it was like 98, 99. And so it was Chappelle would come in and just get on stage. I remember so vividly, Chappelle went on stage. He was a little wasted. And there were these 4 white guys in the front row, and Chappelle was smoking cigarettes. And he was like, man, menthol, they're marketing these to black people. Next thing you know, they're going to come up with fried chicken flavored cigarettes. And everyone laughs, right? And so he keeps talking. He smokes himself out of cigarettes. And he sees the white guys in the front row have cigarettes. And he goes, and I'm sober. I'm in the back. I'm watching all this. and he says, "Hey man, can I get a cigarette from you?" And the white guy goes, "Yeah, they're fried chicken flavored." And Chappelle forgets he made that joke, and he goes, "What did you just say to me?" And you can see the guy's like, "Oh shit." He's like, "They're fried chicken flavored." And Chappelle and him got in a fist fight.
No, really?
Yeah, Godfrey jumped in. It was chaos. It was fucking chaos. I remember so vividly. Someone's like, "That motherfucker called them fried." I was like, "Hey, just a heads up. Chappelle had said that earlier in his set. The guy was doing a callback."
I was on stage at Boston, and to my left there was 3 Latin girls, all amazingly hot. They were very, so already I had anger towards them, but they didn't stop talking. They just kept talking and talking, and I just fucking pounded them. So they got up, and one of them threw a drink on me, right? Well, as they're walking out, the whole crowd started throwing their drinks on them from the balcony and there. And you see fucking like just drinks flying all over these girls. And I didn't go back to the Boston for like a month or two, thinking, they were the girlfriends of like Latin kings or something. And it was the place would erupt. It would go from just a regular comedy show to a fucking knife fight like that. It was crazy there.
It was so crazy. I remember, and I was when I was working the door, I'd bring people in, and they'd have fucking ice cream and cold goods in a bag, and then I'd sit them in the front row, and they'd have their. I remember putting some dudes' groceries in the freezer back by the bar. Hey, what was the name? What was the name of the German bartender at the Boston?
Oh, you mean downstairs?
No, upstairs.
Upstairs. In the back.
In the back, we had a German bartender who never wore a bra and smoked cigarettes, short hair. She was like really rough. Tammy was the one who was like the fun blonde bartender everyone hung out with. But like, what was the name? I can never remember her name.
I have no idea. I couldn't. You kidding me? I couldn't even picture her face. It just hit me that there was a little bar in the back corner on the way to the bathrooms there.
Yeah, just past the bathrooms. That's where and then you can put your jacket and your coat up in the back corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. So much fun. I mean, if you look back in comedy, all the fun, I don't know if that was like that in LA, like it was in New York, just hanging out.
I don't think it ever was. LA was so because I moved out from that was my experience in comedy. That's how comedy was. It was tight knit. It was like you, Jimmy, Patrice, Keith, Bobby, like Colin, like all like, but even Attell, like that whole group of the Cellar guys. Tom Papa. There was a big group, and then I came out here, and it was just like there was the alt scene ran the improv kind of. And when I say alt, it's like Sarah and Zach and those guys. But they're very mainstream, but they were very alt leaning. And then the store was like a fucking haunted house. That place was so weird where you just would go in and it was almost like you were in a Russian whorehouse and they were like, "They took my passport, help me get out." And you're like,
that's hilarious. Yeah.
And so now you look at it now and like the store has definite connections to like the way I saw the Cellar back in the day, except the Cellar, there was no business in mind. Like there was no business wasn't the underlying hang for there. I think there is a definite business hang to the store where we all bust balls, we all hang out, we all know each other. At the end of the day, we're like, hey, we should podcast, or let's shoot a video tomorrow. Hey, what are you doing? It's like, what's your ticket price in Denver? There is a little bit of a business sense of at the store.
Well, I mean, whenever I went to LA back then, you're right. I'd go to the Improv because everybody was hanging, sitting in the back or at the bar. That was, and you see the New York comics that were out there like you or whatever hanging out. And, but now when I go to the store, although, I mean, there's some really cool acts, I fucking love Joey Diaz. I could listen to him and talk to him all night long. Yeah. Just, the best fucking stories. and funny. And see, LA for me it's great to go there for 3 or 4 days and go, oh, Voss is in town.
Yeah.
If I lived out there, they would be tired of me in a fucking month. So, like, oh, can you get this slobbering Jew bag off the stage? But like you live out there, you have a life, you have kids, you have a house, and you have a career. If you go out to LA, if you go out to LA and nothing's happening for you, it's no more. It's the biggest empty feeling in the world.
Yeah.
In New York, if nothing's happening for you, it feels a lot different because there's a lot of other people that there's nothing happening for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can find yourself in New York regardless. If you go to LA, somehow you feel like it's like put right in front of you, like you got nothing going on, and you're like, well, hold on, I got stuff going on. It's just not in LA, and you're like, well, we define what goes on. New York, even like I don't even call in for spots in New York, and if I go to New York, I'll end up getting up on stage a couple times and then hanging out at the cellar.
Yeah. Well, also too, the second you walk into, if you're in LA, everybody's, what are you in town for? They want to know, what are you in town for?
Yeah.
I'll tell you why I'm in town, because my wife's career is taking off and I'm on her coattails now. That's why I'm in town, because she's head writer on a show or directing something, and I am her bitch. That's why I'm in town. And I'll judge roast battle one fucking night, and that's it. But
yeah,
but also too, I fucking love going to LA. Fucking the weather. I could play golf. I go play golf with like Court. Court.
Of course, yeah.
Unbelievable golf. Or I love playing golf with a Dunkelman. One, he's a good golfer, and he's 10 times more miserable than I'll ever be. So he's a great golfer, So to me, LA is great for like 4 or 5 days for me.
Yeah.
And I love it. I just get to go to the Improv and the store and hang out, although my wife's name is on the store on the wall and not mine. Cause like when she was going there, my manager called, and who's the guy? Adam, that runs it, right?
Yeah.
They passed her. So when I go there, I never tell my manager to call and get me spots. I just do roast battle, or I'll get on here or whatever. And I need my name on that fucking wall.
Okay? Oh, I definitely was like that. And Rich, I was living out here, and I was 40. I was like 43, 42. And they were like, and Bill and Al Madrigal was like, you need to be a paid regular here. And I was like, yeah, I'm at the outside bar. And now I'm with Bill and Al Madrigal, and they walk up to Adam and they're like, hey, you should pass Bert. He's hilarious. He should be working here. And he just looked at me and was like, I can't. And I was like, oh, I was like, in my head, I'm like, I'm on TV, I'm a touring headliner. And he just looked at me. He's like, man, I have such a fucking list of people I have to pass. I'm so sorry. He's like, I think you're great. But I was like, God. And then I in my head, I wanted to go, hey, I won't call in for spots. I just want to be passed.
Yes. Me too. And they'll put my name on the wall and spell it wrong. And they'll put my name on the wall and put 2 S's. And it'll kill me. It's 1 S, you motherfucker. I saw Adam at the cellar one night. He was in New York.
And, yeah, hang on. Leanne's coming in. What's up? Yeah, with Rich.
Oh, okay.
Come over and say hi. Yeah, you do. She's lost 16 pounds, Rich.
Get out of here. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Where do you work out? At home?
Yeah, right now.
That's good point. No, I go to Planet Fitness and I stand outside. Is Bert, is he driving you nuts yet? You could be truthful.
Not yet. I'm shocked.
Get out, really?
The only thing that's driving me nuts is his daily maladies. Oh, my heel, my hip.
Something's going on with my heel, Rich.
Every day. I'm going to start keeping a journal of his maladies.
Hey, Rich, watch this. Leanne, how many weapons are next to my bed?
It's ridiculous. And what's more ridiculous is he doesn't know how to use them. We had one time when we thought someone was breaking in the house, and he goes, Leanne, go check it out. Leanne, go check it out. And I'm like, seriously?
That's hilarious. Here, take the pepper spray. Go.
Yes, I have the knife. You use it. That's what it's about.
That's pepper spray next to my bed. That's one of my 5 or 6 weapons that if somebody walks in your room and you're asleep, do you think you're going to go, hey, hold on, let me load my crossbow?
Exactly.
Hang on 1 second. Let me get my glasses. I got to find my pepper spray.
Right?
Do you prefer the pepper spray or me hit myself in the head with my nunchucks? What do you prefer?
Hold on. I got to figure out this pepper spray gun. There's a safety on it.
I got to read the
Hang on.
When I first got the pepper spray, I didn't realize. So I was up in our old place in the bedroom, and I sprayed it in the garbage can. So like 5 minutes later, my wife and kids are downstairs coughing, and they're going, "What's going on?" And I didn't realize that it went throughout the whole house, and they were choking downstairs on the pepper spray. Because I originally got it for when I go on stage. If somebody attacks me, that I would spray them. But then I would spray the whole audience, and I'd get sued.
Oh my god! Oh my god! All right, well, I gotta prep for my workout. It was good to see
you too. Hang in there.
I'm just gonna get the jump rope.
Okay. We got the new jump rope. We got the new jump rope.
I know.
Is that you using the?
I'm out of time.
Are you using the?
I didn't want to bother you and use the treadmill. So
Okay. Oh, okay.
I just didn't want to disturb you. So, and then it ended up disturbing you anyway.
That's okay. That's okay.
I was gonna sneak in. All right, have fun.
Yeah, she got on a big health kick and got a personal trainer, and the guy, man, it's like all the shit I've been telling her is like, if you want to work out, you really do have to break a sweat. Like if you don't break a sweat, it's not like a workout. And she was like, whatever. And then the first day she came back, she's like, he made me sweat. My hair's dripping. And I was like, yeah, it's called working out. And so immediately.
Well, first of all, she looks great. She looks so, I thought it was your younger sister. I'm not going to lie. I'm going, Jesus Christ. When I work out, I just lift weights.
Yeah.
I don't really do cardio because I don't really care about the insides. I want to look good on the outside.
Yeah.
I see your surfboard. Do you go surfing?
No, that was given to me as a gift, but I have gone surfing a few times, but I never use that surfboard. Well,
that's got to be scary as fuck, surfing. I mean,
yeah.
But you've done all kinds of weird shit. You skydive before, right?
Yeah, I've done everything. That was all Travel Channel. I did everything there was to do that was thrilling. Like I remember anytime anyone's about to go on vacation, they're like, you know what we're thinking about doing? I'm always like, I did it. And I did it on like the highest level because whatever we did, they always wanted to make it. It was always whatever you could do on a vacation, and then they'd take it to the extreme level. And they'd go, all right, you're going to do it this way. So yeah, I've done it all. Did
you do the kite thing where you jump off a cliff with a? You've done that?
Yeah, I remember the first time I did it, I was like, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool experience. I'm glad I did it. The second time I went to go do it, we get to this place in Golden, Colorado, and it's a cliff that everyone does it off of. And it's also, by the way, where Spyderco is, that knife I love is in Golden, Colorado. Also where Coors Light is made. Coors is made. And so I'm sitting there and we're getting ready to do it, and an ambulance comes up, and they pull up to the parking lot, and where we're parked. And I was like, hey guys, I said, did we hire you? Because, sometimes you got to have safety backups. And the guy goes, oh no. I said, well, did someone get hurt? And he goes, any minute now. I said, what? And he goes, oh, that's all. We just come out here knowing that we're going to be, if it's a day like today, we're going to be dragging bodies off this mountain. And
Get the fuck out.
I went, really? And he went, oh yeah, this is one of the most dangerous things you can do. And I went, really? The two things that I've been told by paramedics that are like, don't do these is that and four-wheelers in a desert, in like sand dunes. He said they pull out bodies by the dozens on weekends.
Really? Why? Because they're flipping them and
because I think there's a sense of we're in a desert, it's wide open, nothing bad can happen. And what people often don't predict is they'll go up the top of a mountain and not know how far it is down, and it'll be fucking like, oh, or people run into each other nonstop. They say they find the same hill and just gosh. We did that just outside Arizona, on the border of Arizona and California. We went surfing in the mountains. Like it was sand dunes, and we took like snowboards and went sliding down them. And the paramedics said, "Don't ever. You see the guys on ATVs, don't ever do that, and you'll assure that's one way you won't die." I was like, "Fuck."
Well, I mean, you had to have major anxiety attacks doing some of that stuff.
Oh, I left Travel Channel with certifiable PTSD because there was a certain point where I got to managing it in the mornings where I would go like do a rope swing. Like I remember doing a rope swing in New Zealand, and it was like a 450-foot free fall. So like they just tie a rope onto you on a harness, you jump, and the rope is tethered to like a fulcrum in the middle. So you jump and you fall until the rope catches and then it swings you out. Holy,
are you fucking kidding me?
It is the most intense thing. And that morning, and I know it's safe. Like I can tell you right now, it's 100% safe, right? But regardless, you wake up that morning at like 4 a.m. and you're not hungry, you don't want to go work out, you're just laying in bed, just going, I don't want to die. Like I remember just saying over and over again, I just want to tell jokes. I remember getting in the shower and like praying, being like down, squatted down, praying, going, God, just let me get through today. Please. I did that so many times, Rich. I jumped off I was the first person to jump off the stratosphere. I did a rope swing in Switzerland. I did one in Switzerland where the guy's leg got caught and almost lost his leg. Like so many times I left Travel Channel going like, whew.
Oh, that's fucking nuts. That's like, I'm so scared of anything. This is a true story. When my daughter, we were at a carnival behind the church, and it was a Ferris wheel, maybe 2 stories high, maybe.
Yeah.
Just a little. And me and my daughter, this is one of my older daughters was young. We get on it, and then they pull it up one thing and put other people on the seats. And I look up, it's 2 stories. And I go to the guy, hey, bring us back. My daughter doesn't want to do this. And she goes, yes, I do. It's you that doesn't want to do it. Right? I'm telling you, it's the smallest Ferris wheel on the planet. And I was too scared to get on it. I
was doing roller coasters for like 3 years on Travel Channel.
Yeah.
And I got to the place where I could not get in a roller coaster because I had been locked in one for over an hour, and that it scared the fuck out of me. Like it ruined me being stuck in a roller coaster. And I was in the roller coaster where you walk in, they harness you in, the floor drops out, and then they take you and they raise you like this. So you're flying, and we do the ride. We come in, we stop, and we're outside, like we're not in the gates yet. They unload everyone, and it's taken a while, and I'm just sitting like, wow, this is taking forever. I have a harness on with a camera and microphones. Like I have a vest on, so I'm already kind of tight in it. They pull in, and the floor doesn't raise for like 5 minutes. We're just sitting there, and we're like waiting, going, I guess they're probably just technical things with the filming. And then the floor raises manually. They crank the floor up, and we're like, well, that's odd. And they're like, guys, it's going to be a little bit. And I was like, what? And they're like, we just called one of the heads of operations. He can come out and fix it. He's on his way. Now, I was very familiar with the park, so I go, what ride is he at? Like panicking, trying to calm myself down. And they go, well, he's actually not on location. I went, wait, where is he? They're like, he's in his house. I go, wait, where's his house? And they're like, Ontario. I go, I got to wait for this motherfucker to drive from Ontario. And now I'm looking at my watch. I go, it is 3:30. It's going to take him fucking forever to get here.
Wait, but you were stuck in a thing. It wasn't moving still. It just stopped.
Wasn't moving. You just were, I was staring at the ground.
How far up were you?
Just from the ground, probably 30 feet. But we were in the station. So the platform, they manually raised the floors. So we were like, just like 5 feet from the floor. I had to have the the head of the park, the woman that was running the park, like the operations manager, come and sit on the platform and hold my hand because I was fucking losing it. I
Oh
was
God.
losing it.
Like any of that stuff you did, I might have had a heart attack doing it. Like, do you ever feel you feel like your heart's going to explode, or just the anxiety, you know?
I felt, I used to, I could get my head off of it if I paid attention to the camera. Like if the camera was on me, I could play to the camera, I would just start. It was almost like being on stage, like that, with the way like you're nervous before you go on stage, and then you get on stage, you're like, oh, I can be here, I'm fine. So I could always play to the camera. Like we went scuba diving one time. Like my first open water dive was at 90 feet. Oh, it was supposed to be at 40 feet, but that's where we were supposed to be. But the bottom of the ship was 90 feet, and so we get down to 90 feet, and it's thundering and lightning out, Rich. It's horrible weather. Not when you want to go scuba diving, but it's like we're on a schedule. We're doing a TV show. Get the fuck in the water. And I go down and I'm sinking, and I get to like 10 feet, and my brain, all I see is darkness. It's not light out. And I'm like, I don't see anyone else. And I'm just like, where the fuck am I going? And I realize in a moment of clarity, all the shit I like is up there, and none of the shit I want is down there. Yeah, and I just went right back up at the top. I don't want to fucking be here.
Wait, but how long do you have to train to go scuba diving? Like,
I took a few classes in Denver, did a couple open water dives in Fiji, and then we did this big dive.
Oh, fuck.
It was part of my certification was to do this dive. And so we did it, and then we all ran out of air because none of us had ever dove before. So we all just went to 90 feet, went down to the bottom, and then that cuts your dive time in half. And so, it was, but I would panic. Like I would really panic. And then all of a sudden I would find the camera and I just play to the camera. And as soon as I saw the camera, I would relax entirely.
Well, see, if I was a therapist, I would say, I mean, even though it was TV and you're still kind of like a thrill junkie. Like you've done everything, parachuted, everything. So for you, it's like once you smoke freebase, you can't go back and snort it. You can't, like, you did the freebase of life when it came to adrenaline and thrills. Does that, you know what I mean? So, it's got to be like, what excites you now? I feel like I'm doing an interview and I'm a therapist, but what can bring that thrill back to you? Besides being on stage, right?
No, I mean, I think, it's funny. I really enjoy motorcycles. I don't have one, but like a motorcycle is really fucking, like, it's crazy because the amount of vulnerability you feel on a motorcycle and the way you take in the scenery, it's just, I love motorcycles. I just said to Leanna, I was thinking about buying one while we're doing this stay at home stuff, because I go, the roads are wide open. This is exactly when you want to have a motorcycle.
I never rode a motorcycle. I always wanted one. But I think at my age, wouldn't be the time to learn how to ride a motor. You know how to ride one, right?
Yeah. I had to take lessons, dude. I had to take lessons, and we show up the first day. I've always wanted to write a bit about this, but I couldn't because it's like sometimes, when bits are too close to you and you just can't, you don't see the comedy in it. But it's 2 days. One day is out on the road, and one day is just in the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going in, and there were people walking into the classroom. All we're doing is the class, and they are in full leather outfits, like they're going to be on a bike. And I went, "Oh, that person's definitely dying on a motorcycle."
I wanted to get one of those 3-wheelers, the 2 wheels in the back and the one in the front.
A trike.
Yeah, but I would just like some old fucking midlife crisis douchebag riding around on it. And people say they're more dangerous than motorcycles. I don't know.
Would you ever go bow hunting?
Would I go bow hunting?
Yeah.
I mean, I love shooting I don't know if I could kill an animal, for survival. I would. I just don't think. Look, deer run through my property all the time, and gophers, and I want to kill them, but I just don't think, it'd be hard for me to shoot an animal unless I needed it for survival. I don't think I could do it. Kill, and you would think after all the times I kill on stage, I would be used to killing. A fucking just a major act like me. You would think. I've never done it. I don't know. I love shooting the bow too. I heard Rogan. I think someone told me Rogan has an indoor range.
Yeah.
Like when I did his podcast, he was in some whatever. It was a smaller. I think he had a pool table there.
When was the last time you did? Oh yeah, his new podcast studio is a compound.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Like,
it's awesome.
It's gigantic.
Oh, it's got. I mean, it's. I think it's especially. It's definitely all the shit you would love in life, like because he's got an archery range in there. He's got the best workout system set up. Like his workout space is. It looks like a college football's workout space. He's got stuff, all the front, like the new level stuff that they give you to train. They send to him, and they, by the way, those people are so cool. They've sent it to me too. Through Joe. Joe's like, gives them my info or whatever. Or I don't know how they get my info, but it's through Joe. It's Joe's people. One of the guys just hit me up and he was like, "Hey man, they gave me an assault air runner, which is the one where you run on it yourself." Holy shit, that's so hard.
And so he has this big place. I don't even know where he gets the money to get a place like that. But where can a guy like that afford a place like that? I've known Joe for 30 years. We were doing gigs, one-nighters in Jersey back then.
Yeah.
So the 2 times I was in LA, he put me on his podcast, and I had a great time, doing the podcast in the old place. Next time I come to LA, I want to just go to his new place. I don't even care about the podcast. I just want to work out and shoot, do some art stories.
Dude, Joe's so generous too. Like next time you're out, go, "Hey, I'd love to come work out before the podcast." And Joe in a heartbeat will be like, "Of course." Like he says that Ari and I one time were like texting him, was like, "Hey man, you mind if we work out in sauna before the podcast?" He was like, "Yeah, man, just hit up ... Let him know you're coming in. I'll let him know you're coming in." Cause the place is like a fucking fortress now. Like
he has a sauna there too.
Got a sauna and he's got security. No one's getting in there. It's
wow.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. It really is. And he's got his cars in there. He's got like a whole Twitch studio. He's got a gaming room.
He's going to get big. He's going to blow up.
I think some big things are going to happen for him.
Wait, what else has he got now? I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. Cars?
No, he's got all his cars are there. Like, and he's got his smoker. He's got like 5 fucking refrigerators. They're all filled with elk meat, moose meat. Like last time I was there it was right when the pandemic kicked in, and like the week before. And I came in, did the podcast, and then and this is what I love about Joe is there's a real, like, just a very real part. Like I know people see him as one guy, and I don't really see him as that guy the way people see him like fans will see him. I only know the side of him that smokes, gets silly, likes to have a drink, likes to do stand-up, like the political or what, not even political, but like more like astronauts and all this stuff he does over there. I watch some of those, but like that, I'm more like just him as a comic. But what I love about him is he just, we get on the podcast. He's like, how are you and the family with meat? And I'm like, good. And he was like, let me get you some elk. And you're like, okay. He gave me probably 40 pounds of moose sausage, elk steaks, moose. I mean, bear.
Does he hunt them himself?
Oh, he hunts. It's all his own kills. And so you get this. I mean, and by the way, fucking the moose sausage he gave me is phenomenal. Like I just have a freezer full of, I have an elk roast in there that's like this big. And, very few people have recipes for elk roast online.
Yeah. There's people on Grindr right now going, Bert eats moose sausage, which probably in grinder talk means like you'll blow 3 guys at once. Hey, did you hear Bert eats moose sausage? I didn't know that. I thought he was a bottom. Where do you hunt in California up in the map? Like,
I think he goes out to Utah. He goes out to Hawaii. He goes out to like Montana. But there's this one place when you're taking the 5 up to go to Sacramento, you go over, I think it's called the Grapevine, but there's some hunting camps in there where he hunts boars. I think it's all speculation. This is all based off of me barely listening backstage.
Well, if he really wants to get a good boar, come to my show and hunt me on stage. You'll get a real fucking boar right there. What a fucking great life. Like, have you gone hunting with him? Have you ever gone hunting or just?
No, he keeps offering it, going like, hey man, I want to take you on your first hunt. And part of me wants to really bad, but the other part of me goes, I don't know if I could kill an animal.
Yeah, see, that's how I am.
don't know if I could line it up, see an elk I'm sure as I say elk, everyone's like, your first kill is not going to be an elk, Bert. Okay, let's get over it. But like, I love when the girls had the bows, the bow and arrows.
Yeah,
I love shooting bows. I loved it. There was like and we didn't have a compound bow. We just had an old school bow.
Yeah,
no sight on it, nothing. And I loved fucking around with it and seeing if my aim was getting better just off fucking just guessing, just going, that looks about right.
I wasn't good at the regular bows. I bought one. I go, I can't do this. But the compound bows, and I don't have, I just got like a $500 or $600 one. But I love shooting because I was playing golf all the time, and and when you saw me on the boat, I lost my swing. I have it back now. Like, I was doing some weird shit. And I was playing golf, and this is no lie, I went from low 80s to I can't hit a ball. I can't fucking hit a ball. And I was shanking everything off the hosel. I go, I can't do this. I got to do something. So I started. What are you doing? Oh, it's Bert. Say hi to. Say hi to Bert. Let me see it.
Hi, Bert. I look.
What do you have?
She's making masks in the basement. So this is the new one. This is nice.
Oh, nice.
This is for when I go down on her. She gives me a mask.
Thank you.
Can I have this one?
No.
Come on.
Are you selling them on your website, Bonnie?
Bonnie. Oh, she closed the door on me. We have our own separate bedrooms, which is great.
No way, for real? I want that so badly.
Because after we have sex, I'm like, hey, listen, you're going to have to run. I'll call you. I go, leave me your number. I have her leave the number, and I give her one of my CDs as a parting gift. I go, here, take one of the CDs, and I'll give you a call. But we have.
Leanne sleeps on the couch every fucking night. She ends up on the couch because I snore, and she's just like, she can't. She goes, I can't do it. So she ends up on the couch. So we're doing this new house. If we ever get to make this new house. She's like, she made a room, her own bedroom. Like she's building a master bedroom, and then she made a small guest bedroom, but it's her bedroom. And she was like, this is my room. And this is, because I think this is just where I'll sleep, and I'll get great night's sleeps, and I won't hear you snore. And I was like, oh, I kind of was like, I want the bedroom.
Well, because I snore too. So in our old place, she'd wake up and go, you're snoring. And I go, no, I'm not. And I'd walk down to the couch and sleep on the couch. And I would come in late, from New York or whatever. So, and I'd always sleep on the couch. So here, I set up a room in the basement, which is our guest room now, but there was only one way to get out. There was 2 windows at the other end. And it's just, it's not I would sleep down there paranoid as hell, thinking, well, if there's a fire, I'm fucked. So I moved upstairs, just a small room we had upstairs, and I made a bedroom in here. And it's great because her bedroom's right there. And I can come in at night and watch TV up, for a couple of hours.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not She said, stop talking about our personal lives. We do that's all we talk about on our podcast. We don't talk.
Leanne doesn't like having the TV on at night, and I love getting in bed and turning the TV on. I like watching anything on DIY Network, Food Network, Cooking Channel, all of that. It just calms me down. The other day I put on Troy Aikman's Football Life, and I put it on, and then I just rolled over and just listened to it. She was like, "You're not even watching it," and I go, "But it's on. It's calming me down." And she just turns it off. I go, "Why are you turning that off?"
I watch any kind of mob or prison thing or whatever I can watch, series. But I mean, it's so much better. Like Bobby, I was talking to Bobby yesterday. He goes, "Oh, I was on some podcast," and Bobby's like, "How do you?" He goes, "I love laying next to my wife and sleep." And I love my wife and everything, but also too, having your own space. I mean, my bed, I have a small single or whatever. We have a gigantic king size bed in her bedroom. Yeah. But let me tell you something. Just, laying there and nobody touching you and, it's great.
Oh, I did Rogan. We came home and kind of shut shit down and drove across country, and I had my bus at our new house. And I did Rogan, and we ended up, me and Joe, it was like the only time I drank this break. I had 2 drinks with him, and I smoked a joint on the show. So we get done, and we go back to the house. I come back. It's like, 6 o'clock at night, and we do a Zoom call with a bunch of our friends and have a happy hour. And I said to Leanne, I go, she goes, "You smoked today, didn't you?" And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "You're going to snore horribly." I was like, "I'm going to go to the tour bus." And she was like, "What?" I said, "I'm going to go and sleep on the tour bus." Bro, I woke up at 2 in the next afternoon, like $1 billion. And I had all my shit was in the tour bus. I knew it was clean. There's no COVID-19 in there. I was just sitting everywhere. I didn't have to wash my hands. It was the best.
That's fucking, it really is. I love my wife, and we still fool around. We watch TV in the living room or downstairs. We'll watch a movie, and then at the end of the night, it's like she goes to her big room and I go to my little room. It's like I'm walking into my cell, but my cell is hooked up. I'm like, you ever look at those fucking prison movies? My cell has everything. I'm like Paul Sorvino in fucking Goodfellas. I could sit in my room and shave garlic if I want to. It's a fucking, just little slices of garlic. But if we were stuck in our townhouse during this, we would have killed each other.
Let's talk about finding freelance talent for your business or project. Sometimes a business needs to quickly pivot in order to meet a goal, or maybe an unexpected obstacle occurs, making it impossible for you to meet the deadline with your current size team. Where do you go? And right now, where do you go to find on-demand talent? How much is it going to cost? Are they going to deliver? Can they deliver exactly what you need? Are they going to jump up the price? Like it's so often it's happened to me. It can be frustrating. It can be expensive. Not anymore. Fiverr's platform helps keep businesses moving with a network of trusted freelance talent. I have always needed a graphic designer. I always need a graphic designer. Sometimes I'll come up with a shirt design. Like I wanted one time to do the Seminole Indian from the Florida State, but I wanted to do it with Burt Reynolds' face with the mustache. I thought it would be a cool shirt, right? Sell it, make a few quick $1,000, put it out online. Some guy drew it. I said, "This is awesome." I sent him a contract, and he goes, "Never mind. I'm just going to keep it. I don't care." And I was like, wow, I kind of got screwed on that. Well, listen, whether you're starting your first business, scaling your current business, or in need of extra support for a project like I was, Fiverr will help you evolve, adapt, and grow. They will connect you and your business with freelancers who offer hundreds of digital services, including graphic design, copywriting, web programming, film editing. Find exactly what you're looking for instantly. Search by service, by deadline, by price and review, and more. You'll know exactly what you're paying for up front. So there's no negotiating. There's no guy like that guy, which I'm sure is a very nice guy, who's like, "Never mind, I'll just keep it and make it on my own." He never even made the shirt. I offered to pay him money. I think about that shirt so freaking much. It was right when Burt Reynolds died. Anyway, my point is, no negotiated needed. They've got 24/7 customer service, and you can get quality talent that you can count on. Sellers have worked with some of the most influential brands in the world. Finding talent for your project has never been easier. You can review sellers' ratings, buyer feedback, select the right freelancer based on your budget, all of that. Check out Fiverr.com today and receive 10% off your first order by using my code Bertcast. It's so easy. Find all the digital services you need in one place at Fiverr.com. The code is Bertcast. Again, that's Fiverr.com, code Bertcast.
You know,
how long have you guys been in this house?
Since November.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
So this is new.
Yeah, this is great. The only problem with this house, our house is here, and there's one piece of property. You know, the backyard goes long, and there's one piece of property, and then right after that piece of property, and we didn't know this, they're building 190-unit townhouses, 3 fucking big buildings.
For real?
And it's a house, you know, a backyard away from our backyard. And we didn't know this. The real estate agents never told us this. So a week after we move in, there's fucking bulldozers going. And, you know, so we're going to have 2 years of building behind us, which is closer to her bedroom, not mine. So, but, you know, but yeah, it's great. You know, we have property, we have a house. Yeah, we've been here since November. And,
awesome.
You know, I'm going to go out. I'm going to go out in the yard and do some rototilling after this is done. We had a gigantic tree stump taken out. You know, there's a big tree stump in our front yard. So we had 7 yards of dirt dropped off for our garden and other places around. So it's kind of keeping busy. It's fun. Well, you like, you know, if you want to if I were you, I mean, I'm not saying, maybe go to your new house and you could do shit every now and then just to kill time.
She wants to build a garden in our front yard, and no one lives there. So like it for me, it just feels weird to start. Like yesterday, we went and the girls and I do a workout. Georgia does a softball workout. So the girls and I will do a workout there because there's no room for us in this house you just can't. There's no room to do a 3-person workout.
Yeah.
So we went over there, did a softball workout. Then we get done, and I realized Leanne's arranged the backyard so we can hang out. And I was like, oh, we're going to be spending a lot of time over here.
How old are your daughters?
13 and 15.
Oh, yeah. So they're doing school through Zoom or online in the morning, right?
Yeah. The only joke I wrote is we've been homeschooling Isla. And if this was the Dust Bowl and we were forced to homeschool that kid, she would have been joining a carnival or pickpocketing people outside them. The kid is not meant for his books.
And listen, if anything, my 12-year-old was homeschooling me. You know how, like you said before, it's too close to you. I was talking to a comic, I think it was Bob Gullop on the phone. And on Facebook, people are putting their high school graduation pictures. Well, I quit school. So I just put a picture up. And Bob goes, "You quit school?" And I remember I was in class in like 10th grade, 11th. And I asked to go to the bathroom. He gave me the pass. And I walked out and never came back. I just walked out. I said, "I can't do this." Right? I can't do this. And I fucking left.
Like one of those dads from the 40s. I'm going to go get a milk and some cigarettes.
Yeah. Yeah. And he goes, "Write a bit about it." I go, it's too close.
Oh, that's great. You got to write a bit about that. There's some people quit school by just not showing up. You walked out of it.
I just was sitting in class going, "What the fuck am I doing here?"
By the way, I love that you followed the rules and you're like, "Can I go to the bathroom?" Knowing you're quitting anyway.
Yes. Well, yeah. I left the hall pass somewhere, like on a fucking water fountain or something, and just took off. I mean, I came back every now and then to hang in the lunchroom. You know, I used to hang in lunch period or smoke pot by the heater. But my kid.
Hang on. So how you guys been doing? Huh? How's Mr. Mercandante? Good? They're out?
They had 3 lunch periods. I can't tell you how many oatmeal cookies I used to bum yo, man, can I have one of those oatmeal cookies? 3 in a pack. And I used to go sit in lunch period, all 3 of them. So I knew the different crews in every lunch period. You know, I'd sit with a different crew.
And you just put your arms back on the couch. Yeah, all right, guys, take care. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
Hey, what's up? Come on in.
And I'd wait for the new crew to come. And I went to a predominantly black high school, but every fucking lunch period, it's when David Bowie came out with the song Fame, and all the black people love Fame, so they would play it on the jukebox, and I would hear fucking Fame for 3 lunch periods. Fame, you know, whatever. And then I would leave the lunch period, and I'd go by the heater, and that's where you hung out by the heater and smoked pot. And then I go home, you know. And my mother would come in the morning, go get up for school, and I go, "Come on, you know I'm not going." Scram, and that's and that. But my daughter is a genius. She's on 3 computers. I bet your kids are on like 2 and 3 computers at once.
My daughter, they're on a laptop, an iPad, and a phone at one time.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's great. And Minecraft. My daughter's on TikTok. She's walking around the house dancing like a Kardashian. I'm like, hey, stop it, okay?
I can't get on TikTok. All my like agents and managers are like, you'd be so great on TikTok. But all I see on TikTok is people doing the same type of video over and over again.
My daughter, one of her things on TikTok got 2 million hits, okay? On every social media platform, if I put them all together, I haven't gotten 2 million hits.
Did she plug your dates?
She's passing me. I'm going to open for her. That's the good thing about this being quarantined. No comics are passing me now. I'm selling as many tickets as fucking Billy and Kevin right now.
I feel like I was talking to my agents yesterday, and they were like, you know, how you've been fine. I said, I don't mind this at all. It's almost like I'm a cornerback and I blew out my ACL, but the whole league blew out their ACL also.
Yeah, it's fucking, yeah. You know, I don't have to get a phone call from Bobby going, "Hey, did you hear who just got a show?"
Dude, the best is, let me tell you something. This is my theory on this. This quarantine is a quarter-mile race, meaning that you can't sprint at the beginning. So you looked at all these people who were racing to get quarantine content out the first week, second week, third week, not realizing we might be here for 2 months, and they're going to punch themselves out. It's about the week before we go back on the road. That's when you want content to come out. That sprint towards the end. I'll tell you what I'm going to see if I can run 50 miles on my treadmill, 24 hours, 50 miles, and then just own content and go back on the road.
Yeah. I don't know about, like, I do leave the house. I go to the supermarket. Yeah. And I'll go to Lowe's for home. Do you guys get food delivered, or do you?
Leanne does all of it.
Okay.
She'll go over to the grocery store. My OCD has been fucking horrible because I'm especially even with booze and drugs, it's like I'm either all in or I'm all out.
Yeah.
And so with like, I can't just go into a store and kind of do that. Like I went to Rite Aid, I had a toothache, and I just was like, I couldn't touch anything. So Leanne doesn't care. She's like, "Oh, I'm fine. I wash my hands." So I'm like, "All right, great. You do that."
Yeah. This is how paranoid I am. I have next to my bed on my desk, 3 thermometers. Okay. In case I don't trust one of them. I take my temperature maybe, 7 or 8 times a day. And this is a quick one. This goes, look at that, 98.2. I'm not dying.
Perfect.
I do it all day long.
Wait, how long have you not been smoking?
Probably 15 years.
No. How long? No, cigarettes.
Yeah, 15 years I quit.
It's been 15 fucking years?
14, yeah, since... No, wait, Bonnie, it's maybe 14 years.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, wow.
But I was smoking 3 packs a day of Marlboros. I chew Nicorette gum like it's going out of style, though. But nobody's getting secondhand gum. My kids, I'm not going to fucking burn my house. I'm going to choke because I fall asleep with gum in my mouth all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to die with a fucking piece of Nicorette lodged in my throat, when I'm sitting here, fighting the biggest virus that's ever hit in the last fucking 5 or 10 years. A little piece of gum is going to kill me. But I don't smoke. I don't eat red meat. I don't eat meat. I don't do anything but play fucking slots online at night in my bed. And I stopped. Last week I only did it on Sunday. I'm like this with everything. Like I go, okay, just $100 tonight.
Yeah.
Right? Just 100. And I get so mad, but I can't smash my phone because I can't get another phone. I can't punch the wall because she'll know something's going on. So, that's every now and then I'll play slots on my phone. I have anxiety in life. And when this first happened, like 2 weeks ago, my breathing was killing me. I go, oh, I'm dying. I got it.
Yeah.
But it was anxiety that caused the heavy breathing that increased my anxiety, that increased my head. It's a vicious fucking cycle when you have anxiety.
And you can't take Xanax or anything.
No, I have medication for anxiety.
Like daily medication?
I only take it if I need it. Like maybe if and I've never taken a whole. It's only a half.
Yeah.
And I don't melt it down and shoot it like I would have years ago. But most of my anxiety before this happened usually happened on like a Monday when I get home and everything would come down on me, like the bills, work. Mondays were, and before I'd go on stage, I always got, after 30-something years, the last 2 years, I get anxiety before I go out. I don't know why.
I think that's good though. I get nervous before I go out. Not anxiety so much. I had anxiety when I started in January. No, when I started the tour, when I knew I was shooting a special, and I was getting ready for it, I had anxiety on stage for the first time ever. And it was Rogan used to have this bit about, he had not a bit, it was a story he had about a friend who was doing a corporate. And all of a sudden, right before he went on stage, he was like, okay, I'll have a good show. And the guy goes, hey man, all you got to know is don't say the N-word. And the guy was like, huh? He's like, just don't say the N-word. And so the guy on the stage, the whole time, that's all his brain was saying was that word in his head over and over again. And man, my head, that one story fucked with my head. And I get on stage and there was a joke where I have it in the new special where I would say I used to use my gun as a flashlight because there was a flashlight on it. And my wife let the dog out. I didn't know that. I heard a noise by the garage. I swing my flashlight around to investigate. See the dog. I scared me so bad I pulled the trigger. And every time I went to say trigger, I heard the N-word in my head. And my brain was that Rogan story going, don't say the N, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, say T. Oh.
Yeah, it's so weird because I think, and every time I walk on stage, I go, this is the one time it's all going to fall apart and I'm going to probably piss my pants or something. This is the one time, I'm always waiting for the worst. And then you walk out, you get your first fucking laugh, and then everything else, you forget everything. You're just in the moment.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy that it all falls into place. When do you have tour dates? When's your next tour dates?
I think they rescheduled some of them. I don't even know. I got work this summer, clubs. We weren't going to do the tour in the summer. It was going up till the summer. It was mainly going to be whatever, and then do some club dates in the summer, which the summer is the hardest time to book, and then go back in the fall. So we'll reschedule our dates, and I don't know what's going to happen with clubs, because guys like you and Joey and Attell, or theater acts are going to have to go to clubs. because theaters aren't going to rebook for at least a year. They're going to be.
You don't think? I think I'm curious to know how this is going to work out. I know that they're going to start opening some clubs really soon because some cities, some states are going to be like, we're virus free. We're ready to start having people back in. And I think I had heard that Colleen was going to open up Omaha soon.
Well, I mean, do you feel comfortable sitting in, like some people feel? It wouldn't bother me, but when you sit, it's not, the 300 and 400 seat clubs are not going to get 300 and 400 people a night. Do you think people are going to sit that close to each other?
I think what they'll do is they'll start off with limited amount seating.
Yeah.
So they'll say 200 tickets and they'll spread everyone out. Not that is ever going to fucking, but it will, you're right. It will be curious if they're going to, how they're going to book it, because they will have the opportunity to book guys like, I mean, Chappelle will be the first one to want to be on stage.
Yeah.
Funny Bones are going to get Chappelle and Rogan and all these big names will be like able to do clubs and will probably want to go do clubs. And so you're right, is like, I keep thinking of great club comics that are about to go to the next level. Like guys like Chris Porter, right? Great.
Holy fuck, is he funny? What are you? What are you doing?
Is that a bottle of Tito's?
That's my. Go.
Oh fuck, that's great.
I was in Vegas, so I went over to Dirty at 12:30, a show, and if a comic goes on, I'll watch a few minutes, and I sat and watched Chris Porter's whole set.
So good.
His whole set. I'm going, this guy is really fucking funny, man.
He's amazing, man. He's super talented. And so, but you look at a guy like him who is a great selling tickets at a club, and then you go, he's going to be the one that has to take the hit, because clubs will say, we can't pay you what we were paying you because we had to give it to fucking the bigger name like Chappelle or Chris Rock or Gary Seinfeld, guys who want to work out are going to want to work out. And then, so it's going to be really tough, I think, until we come up with that vaccine and people can go, hey, I'm back into theaters and I can do my thing and take it. It stinks because comedy was on such a big trajectory.
Yeah. See, I'm not saying I didn't sell tickets, but I brought my own curtain to a club. I would curtain off the second row. I think I'm in a good position because I don't have to make tons of money. I want to, and I'm gonna do the job. I'm gonna kill on stage. So it's gonna be, I think, theater acts like you guys and guys like me that can do the job.
Well, I think what they should do is the club should open up 5 nights a week and really and do small, like 7 nights a week, and do smaller intimate shows where it's say 200, like say for the first time they're going to sit what their actual capacity is at the Toledo Funny Bone and space people out, do good shows, and just let guys come in. And it'll be good for the economy too. So all these bartenders and wait staff folks need money. So I think, I already said I'll do whatever I can. I'll go on off nights. I'll go on weekends. I'll do whatever I can.
I'm going to open a comedy club in my backyard where I sit on my deck and do stand up and people sit on blankets if I have to. I don't give a fuck.
I've thought about that so much. I'm doing a Zoom meetup where I'm inviting, I think, 3,000 people into Zoom to do a Zoom meetup. And I've already got bits. I know that I was like, I'll never do stand up on a computer like this. There's a few bits I wrote down. I go, this one, we'll see if this one works.
That's okay. Oh, I start doing crowd work. Hey, you buddy, with the shitty bedroom. Hey,
Oh,
hey.
that's a funny crowd work set. Is have someone set it up in their living room and you can just pick apart their life.
Yeah. Oh, look who goes to garage sales. Oh, Tom from fucking Arkansas.
Nice champion hat. Do you wear that with your champion shirt?
Yeah. Oh shit! I got a closet full of champion sweatshirts.
I know you have a champion hat right there, and you're wearing a champion shirt.
Oh shit! That's me. Well, oh shit! I gotta get out of here. It's
all right. Yeah, this has been great, man.
This was great. I didn't even feel like we were doing anything but just talking.
Doing these Zooms with comics has been fucking the easiest. Like it's just sometimes you do an interview and you're like, you get to like 15 minutes, you're like, wow, 45 more minutes.
Yeah.
But these are fucking easy.
We did an hour and 40 minutes. I'm sure I'm the funniest guy you've ever met. But listen, what I'm saying right now is if you go to YouTube, Vos Roast is on there for free. It's the best roast you'll ever see.
It is. I was there.
You were at my roast?
I was in the back by the stairs with Mike Vecchione.
Oh, this fucking roast, it's for free at Vos Roast. Or just go buy one of my albums on iTunes. I don't give a fuck. Just watch the roast. This was so much fun. This was fucking great. Man.
We can do it again. I'll hit you up, see if you got time. We're here for another month, Rich.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I good luck with your new house and your family and everything. It was really good. It was
awesome, man. Well, I can't wait to see you again. Tell Bonnie I said hi, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Talk to you later. Thanks.
All right, buddy.